What's up, listeners? It's time for another episode of Hardcast. I am Billy Mills Curran. We're recording today on Tuesday, August 11th. This is going to drop a little bit later. I don't know, maybe a week and a half or something. And I'm here with Cody and Dustin, two of my fellow Edgewalkers. And we're going to have ourselves a good old shoot the shit. Why don't you y'all two please introduce yourselves to our dear listeners?
Yeah, man. My name is Dustin, but I go by Lilypad online. I have another gamer in the family, Mrs. Pad. And as Billy has called my daughter, Lily, Mrs. Tadpole, which is dope as shit. I love that. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but I absolutely love that. So, yeah, go by Lilypad online, play a bunch of dumb shit, post a bunch of dumb shit. And that is my entire life. I have no life outside of this.
Hell yeah, brother. Nobody could see this, but he just took a big swig of a beer after that spiel. I'm Cody, friend of these folk. No cool alias here. Maybe I need to think of one, but yeah, based in Canada. Go by Canadian Cody. I know there's another one floating around in the PM scene, but I am the first. But yeah, happy to be here. Excited to chat. I know I have a love for similar bullshit to Dustin, so this should be a fun one.
Hell yeah.
This is what we're going to call like a personality episode. I tried looking for either wins from either of you two, and I couldn't find any.
What, you
totally
mean
underground, dude.
My 2 and 5 at LobsterCon didn't do it for you?
Yeah. What'd you play?
I played Soldier Tribal.
Yeah.
Which,
how'd it go?
Yeah,
2 and 5.
It was fun, man. It was like a hot start. I won my first round. And then I got paired into Selden round 2, which was pretty sick. And then the first game, I literally killed him with Lieutenant Kurtar, and I could see the documentary being built before my eyes. Yeah. And then he just absolutely kicked my dick back into my body. Games 2 and 3. So yeah, it was fun. And then I beat your crewmate Nick Pin after that, and then I was just drunk and my deck sucked, and you know how that goes.
Was Nick on some tryhard shit?
Obviously, he's playing Shrimp, but we're running Nick is abolish.
So this is Nick, aka me, and then we have Nick, aka Sack. And Nick Pin is a very powerful wizard, and he's played some plays a lot of serious decks. Yeah,
I think over the course of the weekend, he was the wizard that I battled the most. We had I think a handful of AAA games at Flat Tops before the main, and yeah, he's a cool dude. It was great meeting him in real life.
Yeah, I like him a lot. He is very good at meeting any level of chaos very comfortably and very gracefully without necessarily escalating it in a clearly definable way. So he's you could be I don't even know where to start, but we're taking shots, and one of these shots is lighter fluid. All right, let's do it. It wouldn't be his idea, but he wouldn't shy away from it.
That was very much I feel one of our first interactions was at the bar.
Yeah,
it wasn't lighter fluid, but it was fucking Jägermeister or something. So it might as well have been. But
the Malort, man,
cool ass dude.
So we are all linked up because you two run a brew house. Can you tell me a little bit about this?
Yeah, so I started it probably early last year. I want to say early 2025. The initial what it started as and what it is now are two different things. I think I started it just to kind of be a central location for sort of off meta brewing. As a player, and I know Dustin and I have this in common. We've always kind of been drawn to off meta bullshit. So it was really just a house shit for that. Exactly. Yeah. Just wanted to have a house for all that type of shit. So made the server. I kind of opened it up to be this public facing thing where anybody could join it. And that was cool. I did really enjoy that part of it. It was fun to have that realm, but I think with the main Premodern Discord, and then there's also so many specialized other Discords, I just felt that those conversations can happen anywhere else. So I sort of pivoted and made it more of I don't want to say exclusive hangout, but maybe a Discord where I think like a lot of the members meet a certain vibe. And while there are like a lot of brewers and some people like playing off meta bullshit or have their pet cards or whatever, I think there are some, like, I mean, Justin Provençal is in there, and I wouldn't,
Yeah.
I would say he's on his bullshit, but like, I wouldn't necessarily say that he's a brewer, despite buying 10,000 Essence Flares. So
his creativity is changing one card in Shrimp and going, I have made a new deck. And it's like, shut up, dude.
Yes,
you don't know.
That is very like Dreadnought player thing to do. Like there was one amazing innovation which David Reska did, and it would like destroyed the format for a year. And then since then they're just like, oh, I'm calling this one like fucking blue balls because I'm playing. I'm playing.
It's always The names are too much, honestly. Like there's like Kaplan Jam, which like I obviously know is like Dave Kaplan, but I'm like, what does that even fucking mean? Like I don't know. It's like it's cool. I guess any innovation is a good innovation, but yeah, that was sort of like the idea and the journey for the Edgewalkers kind of crew. And then Dustin and I have kind of always, we just like obviously met like online through like pre-modern stuff, but have always kind of, I would say we have similar cuts to our jib.
Yeah. Dude.
The way that we are.
My first time ever talking to Cody, I posted like a culling the week for like a free flip. And he was like, bro, I need that. I'm going to brew some sick shit with it. And I'm like, you're my fucking man. Let's talk about what you're brewing with culling the week, man. This is sick. And it just spiraled from there, man. And now here we are like a year and a half later.
So yeah, that was listeners. The original concept of this episode was going to be cultivating the play experience your damn self. Maybe that's a good episode title. Yeah.
I like that.
Down.
Yeah. There we go. So I think of you two as very committed to this ideal of like aesthetics as well as integrity within this like game experience, that there's a certain hostility for net decking, kind of. I don't know. Maybe kind of. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's like you would play a deck that you saw and was like, that looks sick, I'm gonna give that for a spin. But I don't think either of you would ever play like that. That tier 1 shit is sick, I'm gonna give that for a spin.
No, I will literally rather die than like play an actual like. If you ever see me playing Shrimp, I have been taken over by like a foreign body, and I am no longer who I am.
How about if it's in greater good combo?
Nope, don't care. I'm on record. I won't even play it if it had a fucking Gaia Skyfolk in it. I won't even touch it. I'll take the Shrimp out and I'll keep the Vision Charm and the Stifle in, and Shrimp can eat dick in the trash can, and that's permanent for forever. Can we?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm on the show every day.
Yeah, fair. I was just gonna say, like, I feel similarly to Dustin. Like, I don't know. It's not that as much that I am like against net decking. Net decking. I think it's just I'm against it for me. Like, I think the sweet part of pre-modern is like there's so many ways to enjoy the game, and I think like that's like what drew me to the format was like ultimately deck photos, which is hilarious. But I think like because I played as a child, and like if we're having like this therapeutic, like me in a therapist's office, like why do I play off-brand bullshit? I think it's because like growing up as a kid in like the early 2000s and having no money, I just like put janky ass like bulk bin ass decks together, and I think like that the part of like pre-modern that really rings true to me is like the nostalgia element of it, and it's like I think I can get that same feeling if I keep playing these like janky off meta, like get a 1 and 2 and a 3 rounds of Swiss with like some bullshit. Feels better in my soul than like being a world beater with like, I don't know, whatever deck fucking Sam Black is playing or whoever.
But wouldn't you feel like a hero if, like you were saying that you were hearing the legend being written before your eyes before you got your dick stomped in by Pin? It's like, wouldn't it be like how would it feel? You know,
I need to correct you there, because I actually stomped Nick Pinn's dick in. It was Selden that kicked mine back in my body.
Okay, Selden. Okay.
Nick Pin sucks.
I've heard.
For the record.
So Selden kicked your dick in. He's very good at Magic.
Yeah, he's solid.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Like I think like that like experience at LobsterCon is like very not full circle, but that's like playing him was how I felt when I was like 9 years old or whatever, playing like Legions goblins against like my like LGS like end boss. You know, it's like I'm coming into this like underhanded, and like I brought like a knife to a bazooka fight, but like it's still sick. Like when I killed him game 1 with Kurtar, it's like that is like why I play pre-modern. Like you can't really do that shit anywhere else.
Absolutely. And I feel the same way. Like I want to feel like I'm an underdog is kind of part of my brewing process, is that I don't ever want to be the better deck at the table. And that's not in like I don't want to be the best player at the table or like play some tier 1 shit. I just have more fun when I feel like I'm fighting from behind the whole time. And I think that's just kind of like, even in like when I play video games, other video games, I like doing the underpowered shit that makes me feel like I'm actually earning my worth. This is way off topic, but when I first started Magic, I always played the tier 1 net deck shit. And it was like, it made no joy to me when I would go and just stomp some 9-year-old at Friday Night Magic who's playing some fucking whatever his dad had in his closet. And I'm like, this sucks, bro. Like, why am I doing this? So I immediately was like, this is not for me, man. I need to brew my own shit, play my own shit, and just like enjoy the cards that I'm casting. And kind of like Cody was talking about earlier, I'm not against net decking for anyone else. You're totally free. You literally can do what you want. It's like a motto. Do what the fuck you want. It's just not for me personally. And my personality is also to talk shit to anyone who is playing net decks, and also expect that same shit talk in return from you. It's just the kind of banter that I love, and I enjoy that. And that comes across negatively sometimes, which that sucks for you. But it's just my personality, you know? I love playing from behind.
So a person who can't hang with like bullshit shit talking and aspires to win with no creative, let's say they're a nice person, perfectly nice person, and they aspire to win, and that's, you know, they get their rocks off by you know, like tuning the best deck, and they're all excited, like, what am I gonna name my Dreadnought deck, my original? And he doesn't want to say it. He doesn't want. He doesn't want to say it. He doesn't want to say it because he doesn't want to jinx it. But he's gonna call it like shrimps on the Barbie or some shit.
Yeah, dude, got some blue red shrimp here.
Yeah, and he doesn't, and he's got his deck tuned up, but he doesn't shit talk because I don't know, because he's and this guy is just supposed to like tolerate like your abuse.
Dude. Just get my abuse, man. Like if it's not for you, it's not for you, and I'm not gonna like. Clearly, there's a limit, right? Like if I'm pissing someone off, I'm gonna be like, I'm sorry, bro. This is just me. Like my background has made me like this. I grew up like this. It's hard for me to turn off my banter. I grew up in Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, bro. It's like I don't know what to tell you. It's just
I was born in the darkness.
Literally, dude. Yeah, but it's like there's a certain limit where I'm not going to push it anymore. And that's kind of like we were talking about how the Edgewalkers kind of fits a certain vibe, and I feel like that's the vibe where I can talk shit to literally every person in there, and I know I'm going to get a smart ass comment in return. And that's what I love. You know, those are my boys. I love that kind of banter. But I'm not just going to be like belligerent and just calling some dude an idiot every day just for the fun of it. That's not my personality, but it is fun sometimes.
It is fun. I do enjoy the energy. What was it? I think like 2 weeks ago, I was like running my mouth and somebody brushed me back. Yeah. And I was like,
Case, I think it was Case in the Edgewalkers. He was like, hey, bro, you're talking too much shit about middle school. Why don't you fucking tone it back? And you're like, my bad, bro.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Case. And he was like, all right, no harm, no foul. But he's a softie. He'll hear this and he's soft, but that's okay.
So, what is you two? Do you ever salt off? Like, what is
Oh
salting
yeah.
off? Yeah, okay.
Like I don't know. I don't really like.
Oh my god, he's lying, bro.
No, dude, I'm not. Like I don't know. It's like I don't really like care. Like I care about winning to an extent, but it's
Yeah.
like I don't know. I think maybe because like I grew up playing sports, or like maybe I'm like more competitive in my professional life. I don't want my hobby to foster this level of
Mhm.
competition that like changes who I am at my core, which I think truthfully is like something you encounter like quite a bit in the Magic scene. I think there's like a lot of people who really enjoy the like being the best, and the thing you talked about of like fine tuning a deck and like being the most like optimal, or like the words like optimal and the words EV are two things that just like they trigger me internally. Not in the sense
That's
that
where the salt comes from.
yeah, maybe that's the salt actually. Maybe like the EVification of like a nostalgia format, as I call it, which I know people don't like. I think that salts me off. Of like, I'm happy to enjoy this format my way. I encourage others to enjoy it their way. But like once someone starts kind of like imposing what they think it should be on other people, which I guess is what you could say we're doing right now. But yeah, I don't know. That's like when I kind of I don't know. It's just like salts me off in the way that I'm like I just get irritated. I think.
Yeah,
Sure.
and I agree completely with that. I don't get salty from playing Magic, or even like I'm playing against Shrimp. I'm not going to get salty. I'm happy that I'm enjoying Magic. I get salty based off of mentalities. I think is where my saltiness comes from, and like we say this all the time, but like figure it the fuck out. I have a saltiness for like a lack of people wanting to figure things out on their own, and just being like, can someone give me 500 Terrageddon lists, please? I need 500 Terrageddon lists. I can't figure this out.
You get salted off by the guy that replies like, "Have you thought about Mox Diamond on all of your shit?" Like that guy salts you off.
Oh yeah,
sure.
dude, the Mox Diamond guy. Yeah, I don't. That's a real person, by the way. But it's like things like that. Definitely like it's so against my core belief and like ethos as a player of just figuring things out and like being a. I said this before in like one of my running blogs. Like being a scientist, being a magic scientist is like core to my belief. Like just try it out. Stop asking questions.
Yeah.
Just fucking throw it in there. Who cares if it sucks, bro? Play whatever you want. Play a Shivan Dragon. Who gives a shit? It's gonna be sick. If you cast it, the whole table's gonna be like, this guy's playing a fucking Shivan Dragon in pre-modern. That's sick. You know? So that's things like that when they're just like, what is the best, most optimal? I've asked ChatGPT how to geometrize this entire deck, and I've come up with a 99% possibility. How can I get the extra 1%? And I'm like, shut up. Just like put a bullshit card in there. Find a card on Scryfall you love and have a good day. I don't know.
It's I find myself very in the middle of all of this because I despise the winning whatever like the top deck is. Like I am never gonna play it. And for me, as soon as I've like I would say that this is so hard to really quantify. I've had a couple of like I think I have made a couple of contributions that are dissolutely metagame. Oh God, this sounds so arrogant. I think I can't say it. I can't.
You gotta say it. Just say it. This is a safe space amongst us and the however thousands of listeners you get.
I think I tuned up the 4-color Terrageddon mana base to be fairly optimized, and I spent a lot of time on Excel, and like I was playing around with like hypergeometric calculators, and I was fucking with all this.
All right, I'm walking out of this podcast right now. Goodbye.
You're just disgusted.
Dustin just dried up.
But then it's like as soon as like if that became the top deck, I would stop playing it. I would be like, okay, cool. Sure. My work is done here, and I wouldn't farm EV really. I don't think. I don't think I would.
You don't
Unless it was
strike me as a EV centric person. I think I think we maybe like I know Dustin and I kind of feel this way. I think like being a deck specialist and like having a main deck that you play is sick. No matter what that deck is. If you are like the shrimp guy, like I love that about Justin. I know he's been like dabbling in elves and some other bullshit, but like I think that is like so cool because I think that's like dedication to the craft. And even if you're like gonna bust out the calculators, like you said, like I think that shows a passion for like what you're doing beyond I just want to play what's best. It's more I love this thing, whether it's like Terravore or blowing up lands or whatever, and I'm gonna like dedicate myself to like that specific thing and make that the best. I think that's super cool. I just like I will never understand, and I don't really I guess the approach of like I just want to play the best deck. Like the people who join a Discord or Reddit or whatever and they say, hey, what's the best deck in this format? To me, that's just like you are streamlining a beautiful experience, right? Like you're just going from A to Z, which is fine, I guess, to some people. But I'm just like, why would you not want to hit all those other spots on the way down unless you're just looking for this like EV-ification that we like talked about?
Yeah. Okay. So I guess I would describe myself as I'm studying the blade, and that I'm like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like there's like one ninja who's like super good at ninja stars. And there's this one ninja who's super good at katana. And like, except I'm not that good. I'm like pretty good, but I'm not that good. I get fucked on by all the New York people whenever I play against them. They just fucking.
Why do you think, not to flip this interview, but what do you think, like, from what I know about you, I feel like you're a very capable and like a good player from your legacy days and all of that. But
like, they don't play much more Magic than I do. I think many of them are just like straight up computationally smarter than me. Like Andy Vollmer is just like this. This is something I'm quite at peace with. I'm glad that somebody so much smarter than me is so like polite and agreeable and courteous. You know, I'm happy that's the world I exist in. But like that guy's gonna shred me. Like I don't like this is just. I'm
Dustin and I live in the world where everybody is smarter than us. So that's like why
I'm like bottom.
We are
tier.
The way we are.
Magic wise, I'm bottom tier, and I like to say it's by choice, but it's not. It's because I'm just stupid. But like. In my professional life, I'm not bottom tier, but when it comes to Magic, I love being in like the underground rungs of like just people who are like really like kind of like Cody said, like a deck specialist, but not a deck specialist of shrimp, a deck specialist of like they play Fluctuator nonstop or they have some fixation on like
say the deck name. Say the deck name. Blue green shitters.
All right, I'm a blue-green shitters man. I have been known to dabble with some Mystic Snakes and some fucking Skyfolk in my time, but that's where I like to hang out in. And I love when people like kind of like hypergeometric calculate their stuff in this realm. I kind of like what Cody said, where it's like it's not a deck specialist that I don't mind. Like Lanny's really good with Growatalk. That's been his like baby for a long time, and I love that.
I think that is like my most. I am my most sympathetic to whatever he's on.
Absolutely.
Like whatever he's up to and like caring about his I guess I don't really care that much, but I mean to say that like that's his like most appealing quest. His most honorable path is the Growatalk path. And
I think I find like his content the most enjoyable when it's the Growatalk stuff because I feel like I can, without getting like too hippie spiritual, I can like feel that he is like he loves that shit. Like he like when he plays Growatalk, like he even if he's like going 3-2 in a league or whatever, I could tell he's like loving what he's doing, and I think that like resonates a lot with like kind of what I'm looking for between like Magic, but also like the content I consume.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely, and I've told this like I don't know. Lanny has a very different mindset than I do Magic-wise in terms of, like, competition and whatnot. But I think when it comes to, like, picking a deck you love and defining it really well, I'd absolutely agree with him. And I love that he took Groatog, which like a year ago, everyone's like, you need 4 Mox Diamonds in Groatog. Like there's no way to play without it. And now it's like a $300 deck with the fucking 150 in Flooded Strands. So that's outstanding to me. And I'm all about that. That's what I love about Premodern, is that you have nerds like that will, not in a bad way, like a genuine, like, they're nerdy about this deck, man. Like, that's amazing. I love that. I love that Groatog went from $4,000 to $300, and it feels like it functions better now because he's been tuning it incessantly over time. So I love that. That's something I feel like you don't have in other formats that Premodern is fantastic about.
I have a pop quiz for you,
Oh,
Mr.
fuck.
Lilypad. All right,
No.
can you name every blue-green creature in Premodern?
Creature?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, no, but we have Guy Skyfolk. Fucking Pygmy Hippo. I don't know if it counts, but Feldergriff is in there because it technically is blue-green and white.
Just
Wood Sage.
straight blue-green.
Straight blue-green? All right, Wood Sage is there. What's that There's a stupid one from, I think, Mirage that I've never wanted to play. It's some shitty worm card that has a sick art to it, but it's a fucking terrible card. I don't know the first name of it because I've never cared enough about it. But it's some ridiculous worm card that phases out. Warping worm. And it phases out and you get like a +1/+1 counter. And it's the most dog shit thing you could ever imagine of all time. For creatures, I think that's it for creatures. There's not a lot.
There's one.
But
there's
Mystic
one more.
Snake. Of course, Mystic Snake.
There's 2 more. There's Mystic Snake and there's one more beyond that.
All right, hold up.
That's it. Mystic Snake and the last one.
I know what it is.
Am I missing a fucking easy blue-green shitter here? And it's a creature?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of.
Oh, God. Kind of a creature? Why am I blanking on this?
That's like kind of a hint.
Oh, fuck, dude. I'm cooked.
I'll
freezing under the pressure
type.
of this enormous podcast. Sure, give me the creature type.
Let me see. I might give you the historical creature type. If it
historical creature type. What the fuck?
No, that's too much of a clue.
Yeah, you can't.
It's been errated, or rather, in the great creature type update, it has gained the creature type plant.
Plant? Oh god, fucking jungle wall. Oh my
god,
jungle barrier. Yeah, I normally don't play a lot of creatures, so like I was thinking like there's Yavimai's Embrace, which sucks ass. That card is just absolute awful. The other mutation sucks ass. No one's ever going to play that card never, ever, ever. Temporal Spring is my fucking love child. That card is sick and underplayed, and I will die on that hill.
Then there's
I don't know.
There's one more, and then one, and there's 2 more. One is kind of a technicality, and then this one has sick art.
Okay, technicality is probably Trevis Charm. That one might be your technicality.
No, it's Illusion and Reality. The split card.
Oh,
okay, that card sucks. Yeah, no one ever plays that.
That card sucks too. Yeah, and then there's Malignant.
You have to turn your head to read it. That's how you know it's bad. Oh, Malignant Growth. Yeah. That's an enchantment, right? A fucking 5 mana enchantment.
And it's on the it's on the reserve list. It's 54 cents. This card fucking sucks.
Malignant Growth is bad, right? It's blue, green, and three colorless, right?
Yeah, total of 5. 54 cents on the reserve list.
Enjoy reading that piece of shit.
Yeah, it's got cumulative upkeep. You put a growth counter on this enchantment. It's just a straight up enchantment. At the beginning of each opponent's draw step, that player draws an additional card for each growth counter on this enchantment.
I think that hearing that just gave me brain damage.
And then this enchantment deals damage to the player equal to the number of cards they drew this way.
Yep,
that's so real bad. It's like it's giving your opponent a 1 ring.
Yeah. It gives him a 1 ring and you get fucked for it. And you have to pay the cumulative upkeep every turn. So it's like
this is the worst card I've ever seen.
I'm paying 4 mana and drawing 4 cards and taking 4 damage. And then I pass to you and you're like, okay, I'll draw 5 cards. I'll pay no mana. And
this card
it's
is
bad,
so
dude.
Because I despise the 1 ring. I think it's so obnoxious. I run into it in Legacy sometimes. when I do play Legacy, and it's like this fucking card. It's so fucking whack. It's so
It's
stupid.
insane.
Like they can't ban it because it's for an IP that they sold their soul for, which could have been cool because it's like a pretty, in terms of IPs, like a UB making into Magic, like Lord of the Rings is like pretty tolerable. It really
For
is.
sure.
Yeah, it fits the themes for the most part.
Yeah, like Magic is a derivative thereof.
Mm-hmm.
But this card, fucking Malignant Growth, it's damn. Like you just give it to them. It's such shit.
I'm gonna put out a brewer's challenge to the people of the Hardcast. I want to see someone put a what is it called? A Malignant Growth?
Malignant Growth. I fucking tried, dude. I put
tumor.
I put it in there with like Black Vice, and I've been like, oh sick, we'll do Black Vice and Sunder and just try to kill them that way, and it just kills me every fucking time. Like it's just like, I'm just getting killed by it, and they're drawing 4 cards and like disenchanting it on their end step, and I'm like, great.
Yeah.
This is so much fun, dude. But yeah, that's a bad card. There's I think blue-green is the worst color combo in pre-modern for like the enemy colored pairs. Because we don't really have shit. I have Mystic Snake and Gaia Skyfolk, and that's it. Like Cody's over here fucking vindicating me and Gerard's verdicting me, and I'm like, wow, those cards look so much fun. And Fire and Ice is sick.
Red White doesn't have, I don't think it has, I mean it has Goblin Legionnaire. All right, so let me check here.
Squeeze Embrace, some good old Becky G art.
Goblin Legionnaire is the only one that's even like kind of plausibly playable.
Like Soltari Gorillas, right?
Yeah,
that's like one.
That's not the worst. Goblin Trenches is kind of cool.
Goblin Trenches is rips for sure.
You guys will like this. A brew once long time ago, I was trying to build Goblin Trenches Weathered Wayfarer Smokestack.
There you
That's
go.
Sick.
Yeah,
and some corned beef hash shit right there.
Yeah, and it was sick. Like I was like feeding shit to Smokestack with Weathered Wayfarer. I was using Goblin Trenches to like go under, and then feeding the goblins to Smokestack, and like it was sick. And you're really not intimidated by most decks when you have 4 swords, 4 bolt in your deck. Like it was sick.
Yeah, you can solve problems.
Yeah, solve a lot of problems. All right, Cody. What's yours? Is it soldiers? Like, do you have a pet archetype, pet card type? Like, what's?
I've always like been. It was soldiers. I had this like mission when I got into pre-modern. So like when I was like super young, I had a soldier tribal deck that was obviously so shit. So when I got into pre-modern, I was like, until I go to LobsterCon, I'm gonna play mono white soldiers, and like I did that. I like did okay in a few monthlies. Like it was like fine. Like obviously it's like such bullshit gets blown out by so many decks, but that's why I played it at LobsterCon. That was like my MO when I got into pre-modern. And then I played it there. It was fun. I'm just not doing that again. I have like a new journey I've been on of just like trying to, I wouldn't even call it revive black white, but just like focus in those colors. So I've been playing like a little bit of black white control. I'm not like a big like dead guy believer. I don't like the double pipped like hippie like exalted angel with like the worst mana base in pre-modern. It just feels like counterintuitive. So I've been playing. That's like kind of my newest like project that I've been focusing on.
So what do you guys? Actually, I'm gonna press you, Cody. What's the most expensive soldier in pre-modern?
The most? Are we counting like foils?
No, just straight up like Scryfall sort by price. No cheating.
The most expensive soldier in pre-modern. I want to say it's like something hilarious, like Intrepid Hero. Or it could be Daru War Chief. It's definitely because of Commander. It's not because of fucking. This format. Yeah,
that's a big hint for you right there. It is definitely because of Commander.
Yeah, I still think it's like Daru War Chief. Maybe
it's Captain Cisse.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Come on, Billy.
No,
we're over here getting bullshit.
Next up down is question. All right. Rashada Scalebane is $3.
Oh yeah, dude! I wanted to play that card and try to turn my opponent's shit into dragons.
Yeah,
it's so fucking bad to do that with like unnatural selection.
Yeah. Commander Isha Daru War Chief is $2. Oh, it's only got one printing. Okay, interesting. $260.
card rips too.
Dara Warchief was a very good guess because there's only one printing. It's an uncommon from Scourge.
Well, I was going with like cards that had soldier written on the card. I don't think the other ones do, right?
No. There's Bird Soldier Legend is Commander Isha. Solteri Champion.
Good Becky G.
Yeah. Veteran Brawlers, that one's cool.
There's some bangers, dude. But unfortunately, creature decks are like hard to play unless you're like turn one lackeying or like your dudes are getting pitched to survival. But it was a fun journey. That was like a sick ass deck to rip. It was like I saw like a few people like also like Koget. He's like in our server. He like played soldiers quite a bit. Yeah, fun ass deck.
Yeah. All right. I put up a list of topics.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Roll the dice, Billy.
Roll the dice.
All right, roll it. Let's see what we get.
We only came up with 10, so we're gonna do it in dubs.
It's okay. We're both yappers. Like Cody and I are professional fucking yappers. So
for sure.
We just bullshit a topic.
We'll get through like two.
We already did that because that was topic 13 was what is an Edgewalker.
There we go.
All right, 9. AI in Magic.
Oh God, dude.
My
Suck
God.
My ass. I'm so sick of this. Like
the Europeans just turned off the podcast.
Yep.
So like what is what's the deal? How do you two feel about AI and Magic?
Oh my God. So I just want to preface this with, if you make a poster for your event and it's made by AI, I fucking hate you. Like I'm like, even if you're like, if you're my best friend that I don't know from Europe, specifically for no reason, and you make a poster that has completely made by ChatGPT, I absolutely despise your entire personality at this point. Just because it's like, just fucking do it yourself, bro. Like I know there's been some issues with AI in the Premodern Discord, which I join and rejoin and leave every 8 days because I get irritated and salty. But the AI in Premodern specifically is like, this is a community-run format. And this has actually been a problem in old school lately, too, is a bunch of 47-year-olds that are just fucking making posters with AI. It's so lame. These are community formats. We have a plethora of artists that are willing to do this shit for the low cost of for free in most circumstances. So it's like, we're using AI, you just suck. I don't know how else to describe it. It's lame and lazy. And it goes against my entire ethos of like figuring it out yourself. So I have zero respect, and I give you 0 points for making AI art.
Cody, would you like to speak for the opposing position?
No. But I will say, like, I my thing is this, right? Like, I echo everything Dustin said. I think, like, there's two things that really, like, give me the ick about it. The first one is, like, if this was for a game like fucking, I don't know, Riftbound, or, like, something where the art doesn't absolutely rip, where you have, like, a database of imagery that you can pull from that is like incredible or reference or whatever, I probably still wouldn't be for it, and I still wouldn't like be more mindful of why people are doing it. But like the other part of it is like, and maybe like in my professional career is based in like the design space, so maybe there's like a bit of design snob in me that thinks this way, but like my big issue is like, I always hear like, oh, it made something better than I could have made. But they don't like account for the fact that it just looks like dog shit. Like it has like a piss gradient all over it. There's like, who knows what, like the dragon from the Shivan Dragon artwork is rendered to have like little tiny hot dogs as his scales. Like it's just like, what are we doing? Like this isn't an upgrade. This isn't like cute. Like I think that they think that it's like this endearing piece of visual that someone will see it and say, oh, this is an event that I really want to subscribe to and I really want to attend. But I truly am a believer that it does the opposite, because it's like, if you're not going to care about your scene or your event enough to either like I understand like paying an artist can be expensive. I am of the opinion that there are plenty of people who would love to do it as a recreational project, as I have done for many scenes and people in pre-modern in the past. But just like Dustin said, put in the effort. Like it's not everything is YouTube tutorial able these days.
Yeah.
Like it's not hard, and it's like I think it was the Shared Discovery boys like did the whole thing where they drew their little thing roasted in paint and like well they got roasted, but they like
fixed
and
it.
I could tell that like even weeks after they like did their own poster, they were kind of like I think that they thought that they weren't in on the joke, and people were like being like just saying it looks good for the sake of it to prove the point about AI, but it was like an endearing poster that is like encapsulates what the community is about. And I think that's like all people are really asking for. And I wish that was like a more universal sentiment, but of course it's not. So
when I saw the stick figure poster, I was like, it almost, for me, it hit really well because it was like I viewed it positively because it has its own lore behind it, but it was so
it's like self-aware, right? That's like it's
self-aware, and that's like the thing that I quite admire about those guys is that they have this like silly shitty humor, and they're like not afraid to make fun of themselves, and they're just like so silly, and they're so jovial, and they're so fun to be around. And I thought that the stick figure poster like became its own lore item as like a test of it became like hyper legitimate, if that makes sense, because it was like, if there's anything that's not fucking AI, it's that, you know.
It's a poster you made in paint in like 4 minutes, and it's like this is so much more sick than your fucking AI thing. And everyone immediately, like you said, Billy, they were like, they thought it was kind of a joke at first. People were like, no, genuinely, this is fucking sick. Like, this makes me want to go to your event, man. You put in the time and effort, even if it was 10 minutes, to make something that is funny. And now it's revered, and it's a fucking emoji. And it's like, that's sick. That's perfect. You have your own history now. Congrats.
And I also think, like, there's something to be said about, like, the pre-modern community as a whole, for the most part, are, like adults that are in this hobby and passionate about it. Clearly, like, you need to have some level of dedication to pre-modern to be like in the scene and really in the know and be like looking at event flyers. And it's like, I think everyone is going to see a flyer, whether it's for that specific, like the event that the Shared Discovery guys were running, or whether it's like the European pre-modern championships or whatever. And I think like if you see an event poster that doesn't look like it was done by a professional artist, where everyone is going to be mindful to be like, okay, these guys don't want to sink money into this. They're just like doing this, but the event's still going to be sick. Like, I don't think like super refined visual equals fantastic event, you know? Like, I don't think that's like, maybe elsewhere in the world that's the case, but I don't think like in this specific world that rings true.
The like text over a card art that is like even remotely, it doesn't even need to be related. Like, I, for a period of time, was doing a lot of work travel to Grand Rapids, Massachusetts, and I was
Michigan, you mean?
Yes, thank you, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
This fucking guy, dude.
And I, the whole world is Massachusetts to me. You people. So what I did, I was like, okay, Grand Rapids. I'll just use the art for Grand Coliseum. Cool. And I just put like the store, the location, and I didn't do much. I think I added like a color gradient in the background to make the text a little bit clearer over the art. And that even that, if I just chosen different font, like font with an outline, it would have been fine. But yeah, and it's like, okay, there's a pun, Grand Rapids, Grand Coliseum, cool, easy.
Perfect.
And doesn't take much. And like the store adopted it after I sent it to the store so they could put it on their Facebook page. And like now it's their thing. So, cool.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then just to keep on the AI topic real quick, I've also seen like AI for deck lists, or like people asking AI like, hey Grok, is this the most optimal mana base for my deck? And it's like, oh my god, bro. So there's other ways to use AI. I think the main way that pisses me off is the art aspect, but like just AI in general for Magic is just like, I I just get sad when I see it in my soul.
How about AI for like computery stuff that is later used for magic? Like let's say you are working on an Edgewalkers website and you don't know how to center text on your page. You say fuck and you're like, okay, I need to center this paragraph on this page in CSS.
Speaking from experience for the past 2 weeks, there has been many times where my problems have been solved by an Indian guy on YouTube from 17 years ago, teaching how to code in HTML.
Okay.
There is I've been using VS Code to make this website, and there's like a little Copilot button you can press, and it comes like automated. Like I had to turn the fucking thing off because it was like, this is not how you properly code this, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. That's how I'm doing it, man. That's my problem for 8 months from now when I'm trying to post things and my entire alignment goes out. So when you Google things, you can find anything. Stack Exchange is an amazing resource, and I think you just learn more that way. Like I've moved completely to what's the fucking DuckDuckGo, and I've turned off the AI thing from my search in Firefox because every time I Google something in Chrome, ChatGPT shit would come up. It would be all AI stuff. So, I mean, you have a math degree, Billy. Stack Exchange is like the fucking godsend resource when you type in, I don't know how to solve this integral. And there's sure enough some dude on Stack Exchange who has a fully worked solution from 2009. And it's like, I learned so much more that way. Yeah. So, no, I can't do the AI bullshit. It's rough. I have tried and I've considered it. And I used AI like even a year ago on some stuff. And I was like, this is just not, it sucks. Not who I am. So now naturally, because I've done it, I'm talking shit about it, as is tradition. But I don't know. I think it's a learning process. I think people learn from it. I think they don't realize that it looks bad. They make a poster with it. They get shit on for it. And they're like, whoa, I didn't know this was a taboo topic. I'm so sorry. And then it's a learning process.
It lacks taste.
Yeah.
I use AI fairly frequently mostly for Excel, occasionally for like for the SAP homies out there for like business process stuff. I would never use it for like an aesthetic process. It's right. It is. How do I say this? Gatekeeping in punk rock is an honored and timeless tradition, and I am proud to participate in this case that AI is not punk.
Dude, absolutely. I
put it on a billboard.
Yeah, and like you said, for your professional experience, I couldn't give a shit what you do. If you use AI in your work, like I work in medicine. I have doctors that are fucking using AI to like, does my patient have Pseudomonas? And it's like, what are you doing? Stop that, first of all. But like for your shit where you're like, I'm just going to automate some shit in Excel. I don't feel like spending 9 hours of my workday to do this in Excel. I personally don't give a shit. But when it comes to like something I'm passionate about, like magic, then I'm going to dog the fuck out of you for it. Just out of respect for my passion, you know? But if you're doing it because you don't want to make an Excel spreadsheet, by all means, dude, I don't give a fuck what you do. I could not care any less.
Got it. Indifference. All right. Next topic.
Yeah, get
Roll it. Let me guess. Politics.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4, 5, 6. Hobbyism while having a family.
Oh, sick, dude. Cody's completely out of this one. Oh,
yeah. I'll go grab a drink. I'll be back.
All right.
No, I'm just fucking around, but it is expensive, first of all.
Yeah.
It's an expensive fucking hobby, for sure. I don't make a lot of money. I'm not like a 6-figure dude. I'm in rural Wisconsin. So $30 an hour is as good as it gets around here, even if you're like the fucking CEO of some company. So it's an expensive hobby, man. And there are times where I have definitely fucked up and blurred the line between like I'm spending too much money on my hobby versus like saving for a family. At times, I think that's something that I have messed up on, and it's obvious it's okay to be honest about that. We might get to this topic earlier, but I was an Alpha 40 feller for about a year and a half, and that is an expensive ass format. So I think it's hard sometimes when you want to be, I don't want to say competitive, but Magic's not fun if you're getting blown out 0-3 with the same deck every week. So when I played Alpha 40, I was like, I need to upgrade this shit. I need to make it better. So I spent too much money on stuff. I didn't go into debt or anything crazy like that. But my wife is like, hey, why the fuck? Who bought a $650 Magic card? And I'm like, oh no, that's
my
an
daughter.
Yeah, dude.
My daughter did. Yeah.
I misclicked, bro. I'm sorry. I can't do anything now. But I think that it can be expensive and it can be hard to not blur the lines. I think one of the only redeeming qualities Magic has in this realm is that you can resell your shit fairly quickly, even for the same amount. But I think there has to be a balance. You can't just go crazy. I have friends that are into like Warhammer 40K, and I know they're blowing like their whole fucking paycheck like 40K shit to make like the coolest stuff. And they have a full family. So I think it's hard, and it's part of the reason that I don't spend as much as I used to, even though I have no problems doing it. I don't want to anymore. Like, I don't need to spend $750 on like a fucking Rebecca Gay artist proof when I can just have the normal mulch for 23 cents. Like, it's not that big of a deal to me. So I think there has to be a line that you have to draw with yourself for any hobby, not just Magic the Gathering shit. But it's expensive, man. It's just hard, especially Cody just joked about politics, but 2026 is a notoriously rough time for the average person to spend money on rent, groceries, and all this shit. He's Canadian, so he doesn't give a fuck. He's fine. He's just chilling up there. But for the average American, it can be a little rough at times. So there has to be a fine balance.
I'm trying to think like the last... I like pepper purchases in, but since pre-modern prices have expanded
exponentially, yeah, dude.
Yeah, it seems... I don't know. I don't even know. Well, actually, no, that's bullshit because I bought a Cradle last year. So, and I paid so like, what the fuck am I even talking about? I'm just a fucking liar. Cody, what's the most expensive card you've bought in the last 2 years?
Probably like a foil Dust Bowl. Like that's what, like $250, $300. I have like, this is like an interesting topic. Not as much like the family part as I am. Yeah. I have a significant other, but no children. Yeah, but I think like a big thing is to not like. I think people with the pre-modern community, there's like so many deck photos and mail day hauls and things that are like obviously sick as fuck to look at. Like seeing someone get something super cool or post a deck picture where you're just like, oh my god, this is incredible. You can really feel this like feeling of holy shit, I need that. I need a foil basics. I need a foil whatever. Like, do you know what I mean? Like there is that sort of like buy-in that feels like you need to make maybe if you're like really trying to like become fully immersed in this format. And I would just like encourage people to like only do that if like you feel comfortable. Obviously financially that goes without saying, but if it's like something that really like speaks to you, like I've been working on like foiling out like a black-white control deck, and obviously the card prices recently are fucked, but I've just been doing it in waves, right? Like, and it's been a fun journey for me. And I know other people feel the same way, that it's like this, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Like sometimes it can be easy to hop on TCG Player or whatever and order a bunch of shit. But I think like it's fun for me to like get cards here and there and like really like work at a project over time.
How do you guys feel about proxies?
Like I don't know. I'm torn. I know Dustin like feels very like positively about them and like welcoming. I think like for me, transparently, I don't like really care to the extent that I won't play against someone that has proxies. That it doesn't really bother me that much. I think like I would be lying if I said I didn't think playing against someone that has like the physical cards from the era is like a drawing point for me, because it is like I enjoy just sitting down and like seeing someone's deck that's been curated over the course of like their playing career or how they procured those cards or whatever, and that's like a fun and cool part of the hobby for me. Or like seeing someone play like Portal 3 Kingdoms basics and asking about that, and I think like a lot of that is lost when you like pull the proxy thing into it. And I understand that also opens another door for a big group of the player base, which is like if there is a financial barrier and you can't afford to play a deck you've had your eye on or whatever. I think that use case is obviously like super helpful, but I think I like where things are at right now. I think if universally across pre-modern proxies were just like open policy, you can use proxies at any tournament, any weekly, whatever. I would probably be like a little put off by that. But I think it should be up to the discretion of like the tournament organizer. I think like with like LobsterCon / Dress Fest, I think like your policy has been great in the way that you go about it for like side events and stuff like that. But yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at.
Would you rather sit down across? All right, so Sphere of Resistance, currently $31. That's a hard pull for some people.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cheapest printing is $9. It's a third of the price. That's much more appealing. You know, a lot of people want to play this game. Got shallow pockets. Would you rather play against an authentic Fallout Sphere of Resistance or a proxy Exodus Sphere of Resistance, Cody?
Probably the Fallout one, personally.
Yeah. Despite the fact that Fallout is sick.
Yeah. I'm not like a old frame like elitist.
Okay.
I know
Archwaker's gonna fucking PM you after this with the fucking
strangle me. Yeah. But I mean, I know we have like mutual homie Bryce, who we've all loved. But he has like his Psychotog deck that is like there's like fucking like I forget, but there's like some Russian like
Russian White Order 9th edition.
Yeah, like I think that's sick. Like I don't think like you need to be just like playing only cards of the era. Do I think the counterspell of SpongeBob's stupid? Yeah, but like if it brings you joy, play it. Now if you're gonna be the person who's like, I want to make my deck like explicitly to tilt people with like all of the universes beyond it, I would be like, find a new like personality trait, because like that's like not that's
Change
not like
who you are.
Well, it's just like that's not like endearing to like make a deck to piss people off. Like I don't know, that just seems like counterintuitive to what this hobby's about, but again, like different strokes, I guess. But that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
There is Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Billy. Mine will probably be too long, as usual.
No. I'm on this podcast all the time.
All right. I was going to say, I have different opinions on proxies coming from old school, because that was my main format for the past, 5 years before I came to pre-modern in like 2024. And even in old school, proxies were taboo for a while. And it's like, dude, these decks are 10K to buy in with fucking duels and power. Proxies should be supported. And I grew up in the old school, the Midwest old school scene where you can write your fucking deck on a napkin. Like, I've literally played against a guy who's like, I don't have a card. I'm like, write it on a fucking napkin, bro. Put it in a sleeve and napkin it. Let's get this shit going. So it's like, I don't know. I just come from that realm. So I have a different opinion on proxies in general. I personally don't give a shit what you play. I actually, for like what you guys do when you have big events, obviously there has to be a stricter thing, because you're going to get dudes that are playing napkins and fucking pieces of computer paper that just have stasis scribbled on it. And it's like, that sucks for someone who, when you have 600 people and your judges are getting pissed. But like, if you're playing like a 20-man event at a dive bar, I couldn't give a fuck less what you're going to do. I'm all for it, brother. Let's play some Magic. Let's sling some dicks and cards. Let's have a good time. But for like big events, I understand there has to be some limitations on it. But like I said, growing up in old school, dude, it's like the fucking cards are scribbled on anyways. You can't even tell. I have altars and cards that are just scribbled by 96 people, and you're like, what the fuck is that? You can just name whatever card it is. It doesn't matter. And I think old school is just different because it's like there's 900, 700 cards in the whole format, and the majority of people have the cards memorized. So I can tell someone I'm playing a fucking Gunnar Bjornsson, and they're like, oh, sick, cool, no problem. But it's like, what the fuck is that? It doesn't even matter to people. So it's just different. But pre-modern and old school have different vibes. Completely. I think so completely.
This is totally unintelligible to Magic normies. So what is? Do you play old school, Cody?
Like, I have an old school deck, but there's no scene local to me. I dabble in some, I'm in a few, I'm in the Guild House, which is like an old school focused Discord. And I have interest in the format. I think for every 10 things I see that are very enticing to me, that I'm like, oh, I want to try this out, I'll see 2 that I'm just like, oh my fucking god, maybe not. So I don't know. I'm very torn about it.
Yeah. I played one X Point event. I had a great time. I found it relaxing until every once in a while there was some weird some shit from, I don't know, the dark. I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to learn. I don't want to learn anything. My brain's full. It wasn't that big to begin with. I'm done learning. No new facts, no new friends. So, Dustin, what is the difference in vibe, in your perception, between pre-modern and old school?
Yeah, I mean, old school is negative EV 100% of the way. No one plays old school for EV. I feel like pre-modern used to be kind of very similar to that vibe-wise.
Yeah.
I think that has changed as of the great purge of December 2025. But I think that pre-modern has become a more competitive, I don't want to say more EV focused, because that's kind of putting a negative slight on it, but it's much more competitive that old school is in local scenes. Obviously, old school LobsterCon, you're going to get people that are fighting for the shark. If you're doing some shit in Sweden, you're going to have 100 people playing Keeper and some guys on Turbo Fog that are just having a good time. So I feel like the vibes are different, and old school is more community centric. It's much smaller than pre-modern is. So I don't want to say apples to oranges, but in a way, old school is very community focused. There's not that many people that play. The majority of people know a lot of people that play it. It's more of a family that gets together and plays their decks and shit like that. You have known spice brewers and known people that are spikes, even in old school. Rich Shea, for example, he's going to play Keeper. Rich is playing the deck. He's playing Keeper, and he's going to do great at it. He's going to innovate a little bit, do some Rich Shea, Gigabrain shit that no one else understands, and somehow he goes 16-0 at an event. And you're going to have me, who's playing fucking Arborea Fog. It's just an unsleeved AAA list at a Eternal Central event, and it's it is what it is. But I just don't get those vibes in pre-modern anymore. I used to.
I'm not, like I said, I have a deck is my extent of old school, and I'm a bit into the online scene, but the thing that I think is cool about old school from what I have taken in is it feels like the format that your cool older brother plays when you're younger.
Yeah.
There's sure. I don't want to say there's this exclusivity to it, but it's I hear Mano talk about it on ATC, and the way he's talking about all these people in it and the people that brew decks, and the cut of their jib is all a certain way. And then even when I'm talking to Brad Stone at LobsterCon about old school, the way he's talking about it is so different to the way he talks about pre-modern.
That's interesting. Yeah, that somebody that Brad's interesting because he cares about winning, but he also he's been on Gamekeeper Oath, which is pretty mid. But he's doing okay with it, he wins matches. So he's interesting. He's got a very interesting moral aesthetic about what's dope and what's whack in Magic. Yeah.
Cool ass dude.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna roll the dice again.
Yeah.
I already hit that one. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The tale of you blue-green shitters versus Justin Propensol.
All right, give me a second. I gotta
beginning to end.
A true where were you moment.
I gotta grab another beer for this one because I was plastered for that, so it only makes sense that I have a beer in hand telling the story. So
let's
no
let's
intermission.
take a break now.
No intermission. No, just go. I'm gonna be right back.
All right. Okay. So we just took a little break. We are back recording. Bladder's empty, seltzer's cracked, and Hardcast has taken on a let's see what it is. Raspberry lime. So Hardcast has taken on a ghost sponsor, and we are on the hook to shout out Second Chance Animal Services. They're a no-kill shelter. They're a registered 501c3 charity. They publish your tax returns. And guess what? They also have pets up for adoption. And a new little tradition is that guests get to pick the adoptable pet of the episode. So, gang, who do we pick?
We're going with our boy Hopper, man.
Yeah,
Hopper.
Shout out Hop. Yeah, Hop. Just met him 10 minutes before the podcast. Well, didn't actually meet him, but saw him. Fell in love with him as he is a 7-year-old Chihuahua mix, I believe. As I am a Chihuahua owner, I was instantly drawn to him. He looks like he absolutely fucking rips. He would not play Dreadnought. He would not play Enchantress.
Nope.
He would play fucking Tombstone Stairwell combo. That's how much Hopper rips.
Okay.
And I encourage anyone that is in the Massachusetts or not area that would like to adopt him to get in touch with myself, and I will cover, and I'm sure Dustin will too, cover the adoption fee for Hopper if someone 100%. Will adopt him.
You guys are cool. All right, so what do we know about Hopper? Let's see. Playful side, enjoys running around and having fun.
He's a Chihuahua, bro. He's
he's
gonna be crazy.
Chihuahua. Previously lived with another dog and did very well. Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, sick. This is some excellent teamwork. So you heard it here, folks. If you end up with Hopper, hit up Cody, who also implicated Dustin, and you got your adoption fee covered.
100%. Okay, I would love to help in any way possible.
Excellent. So the adoptable pet is Hopper, the dog, and it's going to be cheap to adopt. Excellent. Thanks to our guests. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Excellent. So moving on to the promised topic. In dramatic, suspenseful fashion, if you would please, tell us the tale with plenty of lore and background. The tale of blue green shitters and what happened when they came across. Actually, I'm going to set the scene. Once upon a time, there was Premodern. And this is, let's see here, this is last year, before the Tide ban. And I was butthurt. I was butthurt about Tide. And there was this Dreadnought deck, and it was fucking killing everybody. And, like, I was all squared away. I was playing Terrageddon with, like, 4 Meddling Mage main and 4 Rebs side. Like, I was, like, keeping up. I was playing Rishadenport, and I was, like, getting there. And the thing is that, like, the Dreadnought players were not yet done innovating. They had plenty of deck names, and they had plenty of single cards to swap out. And, like, you know, when 100 players all swap a single card out at a time, they might actually hit something. And I was butthurt, and Tide hadn't been banned yet. And I was just crying every day. I was crying every day like a big piss baby. But some of us chose a different path. Dustin, please take it away.
All right. I don't remember the full challenge of this, but I just remember DMing Justin, and I'm like, hey, I'm tired of your ass playing Shrimp, and I would love to play with you. I just wanted to play against Justin. He's a great dude. Everyone that knows Justin is just like one of the nicest people you're ever going to fucking talk to. But he's a spike, and that's kind of why I wanted to play him with some blue-green shitters, man. And for anyone unaware, blue-green shitters is just like, I didn't come up with a name. I'm not taking credit for that. I don't know who did. I don't remember. It might have been you, Billy. I truly don't remember.
I don't think so.
I don't know who it was, but it was just like so funny that it went from like tropical zoo to blue-green shitters. And it's just a really aggressive Gaia Skyfolk deck with Rancor, Unstable Mutations, Cloud Skates, just evasiveness and beating you the fuck down. And a little counter magic sprinkled in there. So I wanted to play Justin. I truly don't remember where it came from. I'm pretty sure I just DM'd him and I'm like, hey, let's fucking play Friday night. Let's get this going. And of course, in Justin fashion, he's like, yes, I would love to play more Magic. So between like us DMing each other, I was like, I'm going to make some propaganda for this and just like try to bring some people in. It'll be fun. We'll play on like Friday night Magic, just me versus you. And somehow that turned into like Wild Specs Friday Night Magic back when Wild Specs wasn't a diary. It was like a really, really interesting time to be in Premodern. So I created some propaganda, like literally it was like a fucking poster of like, we're going to play at this time. And it was just scribbled with like me versus Justin. And then I made some memes and he didn't make any memes because he's like the busiest guy of all time, evidently.
No time for memes.
We've just been shit talking each other incessantly, like in like the regular chat and in DMs. We're just nonstop talking shit. And sure shit, it's like a Friday night in like late November, early December. We just meet up 7:30, Wild Specs, and get some Dreadnought versus Blue Green Shitters action going. And to be not exaggerating, I rolled his ass 2-0, like in like 11 minutes for both games.
Insane.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like
how do the games like play out?
From what I recall, because Justin was not of sound mind and neither was I at the time. But I remember he said he kept a bad hand, which that's what every shrimp player says when they don't draw a turn 2 Dreadnought. But evidently he kept a bad hand. And I just remember rolling his ass by like turn 3. I had like 2 guys Skyfolk with an unstable mutation out. Turn 4, Call a Herd. And he's just like, all right, man, good game. I guess I lose that one. So it just, I guess it happens when you can't beat someone on turn 3 with your mono blue shitter deck. But blue green shitters has some aggressive starts. I thought I was going to lose 0-2. I'm not going to lie. I was a fucking just yapping to his ass nonstop, knowing that I was the underdog going into this. But after I beat him,
you're forgetting though the like pivotal. It wasn't even pivotal because you were already winning, but the Mishra's Factory activation heard around the world to block your River Boa.
Game 2, bro. That was game 2, man. I had a River Boa out. I'm drunk at this point, like genuinely, I'm drunk, and Justin's doing whatever Justin's doing with his influence. And I'm attacking with a River Boa into Justin's Mishra Factory, and I clearly have Island Walk against Mono Blue Dreadnought, so he activates Factory to block my River Boa. Fucking blocks my River Boa. I regenerate it, and we're both like, "What the fuck's happening, dude?"
I think it was like Carl was like, "Wait, he can't do that."
Yeah, of course it's Carl who's catching all like the tiny little details in this. Me and Justin are just bullshit and having a good time. The whole time we're playing, we're just nonstop talking shit to each other. just having a great time with it. But yeah, he tried to block my boa, and then we just kept going like nothing happened, not realizing what happened. I can't keep focus on chat while I'm playing, but I can see in the top window, chat's just going crazy, which is insane for a regular Discord Magic game. But I'm pretty sure there was 30 or 40 people in there, and I'm sure you can go back and see the chat log from that night.
Sure.
But that kind of started the Wild Specs Friday Night Magic that died off immediately after that.
there were a few matches that happened after that.
Yeah, there was, but I remember doing that, and then we played another game after, which doesn't matter because I already shit on Justin, and that was the only one that mattered. But I brought out 10 Land Stompy, thinking he would keep Dreadnought, because I'm like, I'm gonna fuck Dreadnought up with 10 Land Stompy. It's gonna be a great time. And he played Cradle Control, and I'm like, you're such a bitch, dude. You would pivot to fucking Cradle Control with Wall of Blossoms and Pyroclasms, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah. All right.
Whatever, dude. So, but that was a night where Blue-Green Shitters 2-0 Dreadnought, and seriously, it was 11 minutes of game time. And I remember chat was quiet after I beat game 1. It was there was no noise whatsoever. And I wanted people to talk. I wanted it to feel like a big event, the way
a schoolyard fight.
Yeah, dude. When I planned this, it was supposed to be the Russian roulette scene from fucking Deer Hunter, where everyone's cheering. just cheering around these two dudes playing Russian roulette, and everyone was so polite and quiet, and nobody talked. And I was like, "Come on, man! I wanted this to be like banter." But it's okay. Justin and I are, I think we're enough charisma for both. So it was a very fun event. And I've asked Justin like 99 times to replay me, and he has dodged me for the past 9 months. Because he's busy. But that's fine, man. But
he's intimidated by your fuego.
He might be, dude. He might be. But after the game, I signed 4 guys Skyfolk and sent them to him. And they said, like, I had my name on it, and then obviously it said 2-0 easy GG. So I sent those to him, and I had my daughter sign them and draw on them too. So it was a really good time. That was probably like my most memorable pre-modern event by a landslide.
Yeah. People viewed you that must have been very satisfying, because I remember, like, there's just no way that there's any. No, that there will not that you would, because the thing is, I know like that there's like okay, what do I counter? Like, I can't counter everything. They're all shitters. Like, and then it's like, okay, like a Rancor, you double spell, a Rancor slips through, and then he's like, oh fuck, like Rancor Boa is a big fucking deal. Like,
I think like that like whole story is like a nice encapsulation of like how playing like off meta or like brews can really like work in your favor, to have like someone as like proficient in shrimp as Justin, like not know he's staring down this fucking river boa, but like not knowing how to deal with it. It's like, what, I've never been here before. I know exactly how to fucking sideboard and brain freeze and like the exact number of spell, like, you know what I mean? Like they can do that, but like the minute they're faced with this, like this sort of freak problem, it's like, holy shit.
It's called crumbling under pressure.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Justin's clearly not good at that, being like a fucking second place North American pre-modern champion. But that was just like a really fun highlight. I told my wife, I'm like, yo, I just smoked this fucking guy. And he took second place at like the biggest pre-modern event at the time. And I just went in there with like my homebrew, like
beat his ass.
Guys, Skyfolk shitters, and just smoked him. So I remember doing that, and she was like, wow, you're so cool. I love you. Let's have children. And I'm like, yes, this sounds like a great night. But it was a good event, man. And then I, like for the rest, like there was like 2 extra hours after that where we were just like bullshitting in the chat. I was making land peels, and then I think Cody and Rich Shea played a game after. And I was like, hell yeah, dude, this is Rich Shea joining. He's like, what's going on in here? Just like,
you can imagine how me on Soldiers was against Rich Shea on Enchantress,
or on anything.
Literally on anything.
He's so good.
Dude. Yeah, and to me, that's just what pre-modern used to be about, and it still is. Like, I don't mean to say anything negative.
Yeah.
But like stuff like that is just like the essence of what makes Magic fun. Like just creating all the propaganda, like the fucking was it Gladiator meme that I made where it was Gaia Skyfolk on the fucking dude's face.
That's what
it's like. That's why no one will remember your name, and I love that. That's such like a fun little thing, man. And that's where I get like my ethos from. It's like, just take your shitty brew, go play against people. Sometimes you're gonna 2-0 Dreadnought. Out of 100 games, that'll happen 10 times, honestly. But those 10 times are gonna be so much fucking fun that the 90 losses won't matter, dude. It's just a great time.
Yeah. That's one of the things I like about like off vanilla formats in pre-modern, is that the standard, or there's just like so much more room to like fuck around. I really enjoy that from the old school community, and I think that there should be more of that in pre-modern. I don't know. I liked like 10 fetch wasn't like quite spicy enough. I wanted like red white goblins to like really show up, but I think that wasn't quite there. Unchained is like right up there. Unchained is perfect.
I think it's hard to, because even like obviously like Phil Nguyen like has had like Spice Paradise, which like obviously is the sickest thing ever if you play it in it. Like, you know how fun that is. But I think like it's still, even in a landscape like that, it's hard to like police the level of spice that people come to play with, right? Because like there'll be some people who are playing like absolutely like insane fucking malignant growth or whatever it's called type shit. But then there's also people who are like just like they're playing like a, I don't know, like cradle control deck with like 3 cards swapped out, where it's like that doesn't feel as spicy, you know, and it like kind of throws off the equilibrium a bit. But I do agree. I think like these like 10 fetch maybe not, but Unchained and like things like that I think are, there's like spaces where you can brew some cool shit and get like a bit of a different like play experience, but also keeping it similar to like the vibes of pre-modern and like those same values.
Do you think that Magic or any given format is inherently like consumable? Like there's an amount of creativity. It might be vast, but it is finite. Like eventually, like, you know, there can really only be like one blue-green shitters guy, you know, and eventually there's going to be like, I don't know. I what the fuck is going on in Canada? An airplane flying over your head?
Is it loud as shit?
Yeah,
maybe you're good now, man. There was just a graboid outside for like the past 30 seconds.
A sandworm.
Every time I name that fucked blue-green card, malignant, whatever it is, there's like a huge ominous roar outside my place.
Malignant growth outside your house.
Yeah, there's a growth that's growing.
I say it one more time and I'm going to get one.
Yeah. I already have a couple. Like, tell your doctor. No. Do you think that like eventually like there's going to be an end? Well, I don't know, because old school is like doing fine. I don't know.
I mean, I think with the smallest card pool of old school as there is, people are still innovating and doing crazy shit all the time. Like, I think everything's been done. I actually had a conversation with my wife about this earlier. Like, there's no originality anymore. There's just, like, you're pulling inspiration from something and, like, making it your own in a way at this point. Like, anything you think you've done in pre-modern, there's some Japanese guy that did it in 2002. And you can find that by going on, like, Library of Lang and searching for your card that you're brewing. And sure as shit, some guy played it in the Japan Premodern Nationals. You know, it's like, not Premodern, but in 2002.
So, extended.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, everything has kind of been done. But it's kind of up to us now to just kind of keep, like, replaying the cycle a little bit. Like, things have been done, but they fall out of favor.
Sure.
Eventually, hopefully soon, I'm going to die, and there will be no more blue-green shitters guy. And then someone else 4 years from now will make blue-green shitters, and they're going to come across a deck post I made on like xvideos.com or just something crazy. And it's like, cool, this guy made it first, but let's make it our own. So like, you take inspiration from shit like that, and you just make it your own and innovate it. And I think that's kind of where your innovation comes from. But like, if we're like on the topic of like formats, like 10 fetch, like I don't think anything's ever going to top AAA in old school. I think that's like the gold standard for like an offshoot format. But I think there's room in pre-modern for like a AAA variant. And like Cody and I have kind of talked about this, but like taking pre-constructed decks, like pre-constructed boxes from that era and just jamming them against each other is so much fucking fun. Because you just get absolute bullshit. Like I have the swoop deck from Apocalypse, and there's just nonsense in there. Like there might be a malignant growth in that deck list, but it's like you jam that shit, and it's like it's so much fun to just play that. As long as kind of like we talked about earlier, as long as you're playing against other mindset decks, it's great. If you sit down with a swoop deck against Dreadnought, it's not fun. Like no one's having fun at that point. So there has to be like a level of policing in that regard.
I think like pre-modern as like in terms of Magic formats go, I think there is like a good amount of like creativity when it comes to like customizing play experience to what you want it to be. Like one example that I think of is like how I think it's the New York guys did like the no deck touching tournament.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Which is
perfect example.
Yeah, which is
Absolutely.
like so sick, and like
Off the top rope.
that's just something where like if you just like said that to me, I would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like no deck touching. Like what does that even mean? But then like when you hear them talk about it, it comes from a place that's like so excitable, and like it feels like a little kid magic, as I call it, where it's like you have this idea, and then it's like thinking about how you can have this experience around that idea that fits like what you want. And I think like there is still as many people, even if like I don't know, I know like Dustin mentioned like the December 2025 thing of like this influx of new players that like join the format. I hope and I think that there's still going to be this subset of players that are passionate about like play experience being unique, whether it's brewing or like spin-off formats or anything like that. I think and I hope that Premodern sort of like maintains that regardless of how big it grows.
So in the context, all right, I'm gonna refresh the Kickstarter. Hopefully,
we haven't even talked about the very successful Duress Fest Kickstarter today.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So so hopefully, I schedule this. The gang schedules all of our like announcements and updates, so you're not like being alerted by this. But we broke 100K on the Kickstarter today. You're going to be hearing about the listeners. You will be hearing about this probably 10 days from now.
So excited.
But like, what would you like? No promises, not spoken with authority or intent, blah, blah, blah. Speaking only in my personal capacity, all that. Like, what would you two like recommend to somebody in like Duress Crew's position where we're like, okay, so we have we've got money and we've got attendees. Like, what does conscientious stewardship look like?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I'm glad I'm not in your fucking shoes. For starters, I don't know. You guys have a lot to consider. I personally am not even going to go within 1,000 miles of attending that place, even though I definitely backed it 100%. I think in terms of what you should do at like in terms of like offshoot formats, is that kind of what we're kind of talking about, like main event?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, is everybody required to be under the influence when they show up? Like, I don't know. Like, what does it look like? What does conscientious stewardship look like from like a TO perspective?
Yeah, that's a great question, Billy. And this is something that
it ain't fucking. It ain't like people who do it professionally. I don't think you can do it while getting paid.
I think like for me, there's like a quote that I try to always remember when it comes to decision making, which is like, don't forget who brought you to the dance. And I think like for me with Duress Fest, it's always been like, I'm confident you guys are going to kill it no matter how you spin the event or like what side events you have or whatever, because like I've been to LobsterCon and I know you all personally, and I think like the first and foremost part of everything is that the intent is in the right place, and the only reason you guys are really doing this is to make it more accessible for more players and make it so the community has this like rallying cry of an event where if you want to go play against the best or your friends or your crew or whoever, you can go do that, and anybody that wants to do it can do that. And I think that is like failless. Like that can't go wrong. But I think like, and I don't want to call out anybody in the crew. But I will say like, I've heard it be suggested that maybe there was like a side event, and I think for me something like that is like, while I think the community and the pre-modern community maybe have some things that are a bit of like a Venn diagram overlap, I think like there's still an ethos to the pre-modern community that feels very like specific to it, and I think that's like the community factor and the way the players are, and like the friendships that have been made across all these events that have already happened and the ones that are made by people going to these things, right? Like it was my first LobsterCon this past year, and like I met so many people, and there was like this really like full circle moment from getting into the format to like going to this like huge event. And I just hope that it stays that, and it doesn't become something that's like someone who's a player wants to go play or whatever this format is, and they're like, oh, I want to play this, but I'll sign up for this bigger thing. Because like while that's cool and they're getting to sort of like play in this cool event, and maybe they come away from the event with this like mindset of like, oh, I really like Premodern, I want to get into it, and like that's also cool. I think like it's more important to sort of like attract the person who has these sentiments that like we've talked about, right? Like of like friendship, community, the gathering, things like that. I don't know. That was a very long-winded answer, but I think it's like that's the part of it beyond formats or anything like that. I think like that's the element that I know you guys will preserve, but that's like what I'm most sort of after.
Yeah. It's hard to satisfy everybody, if that makes sense. Like
it's not possible.
Yeah, it's not possible. Like if you look on Reddit, there's people going like, ask about proxies.
Why not proxies? Why not give me $1,000 for coming? It's like, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And it's like that is like a valid take within certain communities. Like bar EDH is like super into proxies. Like, and there's like this whole brewery culture of like going to brewery tours of your city and like playing pickup EDH and like having like a really good understanding of the bracket level of your deck, blah, blah, blah. And like they all fuck with proxies like super heavy, like competitive vintage, with the exception of Eternal Weekend and I think New York Stock Exchange had proxies. So it's interesting to try and meet everybody's, to try to get like 90% of the expectations of 90% of the people, if that makes sense. Like I can,
Like, and I think like, I don't know, I for me, like I just, and this is obviously like one man's opinion and it's just like how I feel about it, but like the thought of, and I know this is a whole separate conversation we could have about Premodern and like where the format's going, but my thought of like people who have been to LobsterCon year in, year out, and it's like something that they like look forward to every year, and it's been like this great thing, like, and they feel about the event the same way I do, where it was like this very like seminal moment of like my Magic playing career, whatever. The thought of like those people picturing Duress Fest and being like, oh, that's like not really like what those events were in the slightest, so I'm not going to go, is like what I think is the most important to like avoid. And I know you guys feel that way too, but like the thought of that kind of like breaks me, because I'm like, that's the shit that like Premodern should be about, and that's like where we should be. And I think like you guys do a great job of like involving those people and really like making this event still feel like it's not just something completely different, I guess, while it is. And yeah, that's like kind of where my head's at with it.
I often look towards old school players, to the old school community, for maybe not guidance, but more of like an example. This is me personally speaking. I think that Premodern started out so dope and was so dope for so long because it was founded with old school like social ethics.
Sure.
And I'm not gonna do necessarily what they say, but I think it would hurt if like a really committed old school player called me a poser. Like I don't care if they show up, but if they like if they're like, no, that guy's like Billy DeRescu, fucking poser. Like fuck, damn. Like
that would suck, bro.
Yeah.
And I mean, I agree completely, Billy. I don't think that's going to happen. First of all, from my interactions with people and Duress Fest with all this stuff, everyone in the old school community is like 100% behind this shit.
Hell yeah.
They know you guys fuck, so they're not concerned about this event at all.
Cool.
But it would suck if like DFB was like, yeah, Billy sucks ass, bro. Like he ruined LobsterCon.
that would be among, if that were like a true like community sentiment that like, oh yeah, those guys fucked it up.
Yeah, no, but
all right.
I mean, like,
I guess it's gonna rotate. Like next, like we'll try again
everyone
in 4 years. Yeah.
Everyone appreciates what's going on. You're setting up an event that this might be the largest. I don't know any fucking thing about CEDH or any of that bullshit, but like this might be the largest unsanctioned Magic event in the history of unsanctioned Magic.
It is as currently paced out. It is the largest, like it's the largest crowd-funded Magic event of all time. I don't know like what counts as like independently organized, because it's like, is Star City Games independent? Like, no.
I mean, no.
Yes,
they suck ass.
no, yes, but yeah. And it's like, have there been some EDH fest where like they just weren't deck checking? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's hard to quantify. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I just mean like this is going to be clearly a massive event. Like LobsterCon is huge, but this is like almost double already. If everyone that backs
it's
it
already
goes,
double. Yeah,
it's
already
double
double
what LobsterCon is. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. My expectations is that y'all do things for the community, because this is a community format, which you're doing already, and that my obvious expectation is that some of this goes back to the community, not just an event for the community, but like when I picture old school and obviously pre-modern too, there's that picture of DFB with the fucking like sponsors board of all the main sponsors for the charity that we all donate to. And it's like LobsterCon and then 700 like investment firms, like fucking lawyers and shit. And Dave's sitting there with like a Mox fucking emerald lapel. He's just having a great time. So it's like, that's what I envision for these type of events. So I know you guys are going to kick ass. Everyone in the rest crew is fantastic outside of SAC. But everyone is just like, the best in the business. You guys are awesome. Everyone trusts you guys with what's happening. So whatever you guys do is going to fucking knock it out of the park.
Yeah. I think that it's an interesting challenge. We're up for it. Like we're organized, but like to our dear listeners, this has grown more introspective than I was expecting. But I hope, dear listeners, that like you perceive this as like the conscientiousness that we are like approaching all of this. Like, is this, are we going about this honorably? Like, it might not have the formats you want, it might not be the tournament structure you want, but like we care a fucking lot, and like we're not fucking posers, and we're just like trying to make like this cool community experience.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna roll the dice one more time, and then we'll close the episode.
Cool. Sounds good.
What do we got? All right. Let's see. Where's the list? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is a brew?
Oh, fuck, dude. All right. This is a loaded question, and I am working on an article right now for our lovely Edgewalker website that I've been getting my ass kicked by, and my wife is absolutely pissed off about, that I spend so much time trying to code this shit. But part of what I think a brew is, and I approach this from a spice perspective, not necessarily like just a brew can be, I'm playing fucking Dreadnought with like the
replenish sideboard package.
Yeah, sure. Some shit like that. Or like the fucking Thresh Knot thing. That's technically a brew. Which is cool. It's great. It's innovation. But I think there has to be a fine line between like what an actual brew is and what like a discombobulated mess of dog shit cards is, and people are like, I'm playing a brew. And it's like, but you just threw a bunch of shit together and it doesn't really make sense. I think a brew has to have like a level of cohesiveness to it, or maybe synergy is a term that we use a lot in
coherence.
Magic. Yeah, sure, coherence. That's fantastic, but it has to have a level of like, this goes together, this makes sense, and it's not something, I don't want to say off meta, because there's plenty of brews that they turn into meta brews. I'm trying to think of a good example of one. I guess I'm going to say it again. Thresh Knot is a sick fucking deck. Like, someone took a bunch of cards and threw it together, and it works. It's a shrimp deck, but it's like it's a different variation of a shrimp deck. Or like Tropical Enchantress is another riff on like a regular Enchantress deck. I think that's kind of a brew. It's not like the spiciest shit of all time, but if you're playing Tropical Enchantress over regular Enchantress, there's probably a reason for that. It's not because it's a better deck. It's because you think that fucking Frantic Search rips, and you want to bounce all your opponent's permanents back to their hand. So I think a brew has to be something focused. For me personally, it's a passion project. Like all my brews are passion projects. I know Cody's the same way because we have a million DMs about like random fucking cards where it's like, yo, this card fucking rips. How do we build around this? I think that's where a brew should start at. It should be like, I think
that's like,
go ahead.
That's like where I was going to kind of start with my answer. I think like I echo a lot of what he's saying for sure. But I think like when you think of like what the word brew means to you, and like in my head, I always picture like a fucking witch's cauldron, right? Like bubbling, but like what is the first like ingredient you're going to put in there? And that could be many things. Like oftentimes for like me, it will be a card that I love, and that could be anything from a card that I love playing to a card I like the art for. Like I've like admitted to friends before that like a lot of the times the decks I play are based off of like a selection and like art direction of like visuals, right? Which is like, that's so dumb because why does that even like have anything to do with brewing a deck? But it's like sometimes putting those restrictions on yourself can like make you get creative and like think of like synergies and cohesion and all these things. But I think like that's like kind of how I view a brew of like, what is this like first like ingredient, but then also like what is the most like far-fetched unique ingredient that I can add to this cauldron that will make this still taste good and not like shit. So it's like if your first ingredient is a Phyrexian Dreadnought, that can be cool. But like I think if you just add a fucking Vision Charm to that, it's just like, what are we doing? But if you add like Fling, maybe there's something cool you can do there, right? Like maybe it's a different flavor of this like acquired taste that people have.
Greater good is like way cooler than just going for it. Yeah.
And I think that's like really what it is like just like coming from a place of like interest or love, whether it's like a card or an idea, or like some people love playing fucking, I don't know, like a cycling deck, right? It's like that. You can brew around that because like that's an idea and you have an affinity towards like that one thing. That's how I kind of like define it.
We just kind of saw one of those pop up not too recently with the Living Death cycling deck. Like that's just like a living and pre-modern variant. And it's like some dude was like, sick, dude. I like cycling. Living fucking Death is a card. Let's jam that together and you kind of get a little bit of a brew going there. So yeah, but I agree with Cody. For me, it starts with art, dude. Like, I have my Rebecca Gay Artist Series deck that I ripped inspiration from, obviously, Phil Wynn, the greatest Magic the Gathering player and shit poster of all time, a.k.a. Martin Berlin. But, like, that's where, like, a brew starts for me. I find a card, and I'm like, this is amazing. I need to find a way to build around this. And I try not to incorporate, like, strategies that are common, which... I don't know. I like Mystic Snake is a card that's great, but nobody fucking really plays it that much. Billy, you're great. Your corned beef hash to me is a brew. Just because
I think like my favorite part of this episode is like finding out that Billy once upon a time dabbled in some like red white goblin trenches waters, which is like I just would not have. I don't know. I would never have like placed you there.
Yeah.
But, like, now that I've heard you like those words come out of your mouth, it's like hearing someone tell you they love you for the first time. Like I got tingles. I was like built like goblin trenches in the hands of Billy with like your crusty old sleeves like that. Like something about that is like doing it for me. So maybe like from this episode, maybe on the next episode, you have to come correct with whoever the guest is and say, hey, like I've dabbled in this space a bit. I've brewed in this space. A little challenge to you that the Edgewalkers are presenting to you maybe as like an initiation, even though you've been amongst us for a long time. Maybe like explore that bone in your body and see how it kind of like feels. Because I know you said you've been like playing with corned beef hash and like you've kind of like evolved it over time, but maybe something a Wayfarer deck that's like different might bring some joy to you.
Yeah. You know,
you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. I can tell.
No. What's interesting about stepping into like I don't like. Let me think. Like the last big tournament that I played. Let me think. I played at Eternal Weekend. I am not going to go to Eternal Weekend this year, as in I'm not into. I think they're balking about allowing goal border in CE.
When?
Yeah, like that the current old school world champion does not own the cards to play his own deck. Like it's just like, what are we fucking doing here? Like, but yeah, like that was the last time I played in like a bigger event that I cared to win. But I have noticed that like the happier I am just like in my life and in my relationship to Magic, the more like cool I am with like playing something, just like creating some sort of like silly situation. Like, oh, I locked them out by like feeding a smokestack with Wayfarer, or like the board was dead and I just like committed to all goblins, and I just like we both had 0 permanents and I won with 1 goblin token for Xaxes or some shit like that. And I'm just so much happier with what I'm doing with my life. Like that's why I like AAA so much, which is honestly my favorite format right now. So
the best game of Magic I've ever played in my life was against you at LobsterCon when we played AAA on day 2.
Yeah,
like that was so
like
fun. It was insane, and it's like this like little shitter unsleeved format can like be so sick. Because like you said,
I was cracking up, dude.
Oh, dude, it was so funny. But it's like it's not you're not like you don't become fixated on like a result or like something working the way you want it to. You're more like, I don't know, you're more a part of the moment, which I think like this game is inherently kind of about.
I got myself a fucking Aladdin's ring. I got an Aladdin's ring, and I've been like going
beautiful.
I've been going coast to coast with it all the time. It's so underplayed in AAA. Like
Cody's sitting here going, "What the fuck is an Aladdin's ring,
bro?" I don't know. I was about to Scryfall quick, but like,
it's great, dude.
It's 8 mana for an artifact. It's a mono artifact, I think, and you pay 8 and tap it to deal 4 damage to any target. And it's just like it's fucking lights out. Because it's like, you know how the games just like devolve into just these garbage like shit about fuck, like nothing's happening for 4 turns, and then like one person draws a troll, and then you swing for a couple turns, the other person draws an angel, and like that's the game. But like when you got a fucking ring out, like that game is, you got to deal with it, or else it's gonna like eat your Sarah Angels one by one, clear that board, and then it's just 4 to the face 5 turns in a row. Like your hands full. It's so cool.
It's beautiful, dude. And I love hearing you guys talk about this because like I've been playing old school for a while, and I've been playing AAA for a while. So it's cool to hear y'all fucking talk about this and be like, yes, I love that AAA is becoming more of a fucking like just a random thing. And I think it's, I don't want to say sacred, but like it's kind of like a sacred thing. Like if people start spiking AAA, I'm gonna actually go on a fucking I'm gonna go on a spree. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna snap.
I feel like a little weird even talking about it here.
Yeah,
so
like this underground secretive thing. Like
so
AAA, I've never heard of that. As I shuffle my
like listeners, don't be the one to fuck this up. Like it's cool. You can buy get kind of a tuned up deck that you build up, but like part of the fun of the format is like losing like your necropotence and being like, fuck, dude. Like I don't have a second one. I guess I'm gonna play Order of the Ebon Hand, that's my favorite AAA card. It's so sick. It's got 4 different sick arts. Like it's so
really over
cool.
here spiking AAA with regular old school cards. Typical.
Yeah. Well, let me think. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have 2 decks. I have a black red, which is like more like a little bit more like competitive, and then I have like this mono green deck that's like it's one of every big green creature. So like fucking gargantuan gorilla, so sick. That guy
Beautiful
so
card.
cool. Yeah, it's so cool. And the art's like super fucking funny. This huge ape. But yeah, listeners, don't be the one to fuck it up. It's cool to have 2 decks, like one a little bit more tuned up. And then like if you like blow somebody out, just swap decks. It's more about drawing a silly fucking smutty picture and giving it to your opponent and like putting some meme on the card. Chill the fuck out.
Yeah, and
make a regular old school deck out of your fucking more spiky, like a regular budget old school deck. And then your AAA, just have it full of like fucking Elvis Rangers with dicks drawn on them. And have a great time.
That's the one rule. No dicks.
Yeah.
That's the one rule. No drawing decks. That's
I've never heard of that rule in my life.
Maybe y'all do things different when
you learn of a man named Joe Singer, you'll learn all about the Panisia.
Panisia. That's like Fantasia, but with dicks.
Let me guess. The next fucking dice roll is going to land on the topic of codpiece.
Codpiece. Codpiece spotted. No. That was the last dice roll. That was the last dice roll. We're an hour and almost 2 hours now. I think that's it for the episode, boys. I think that's it.
This was great fun, Billy. Thanks for having me and Cody on here. We are like genuinely, we're not like big members of the community. We're just random dudes from a shitty area in Canada with fucking graboids and police. Some random guy in Wisconsin. So it's nice to be on here. It's cool that we've all come together over the past like 2 years and have become good friends. And it's kind of what Magic's all about, bro. It's just like, this is the essence of Magic here.
Well, I wanted to have you guys on because it's like I thought you guys had like good takes on like
Mistake.
No, it's just like I think that you guys are so like legitimate to this like lived experience of pre-modern, and like people know who you guys are, but for all the right reasons, you know, that you like
maybe not fully, but like I would say some for sure. That's valid.
You're not unknown quantities, and I just think it's like important because I thought it would be it's to be honest, it's almost for me because it's like we're doing this big tournament and it's like it's important, you know, like this is why we're all here to like shoot the shit with our friends, and like it's the praxis of like,
oh Jesus,
why are we here? Like, why the fuck are we here?
It's for this. I feel you. And when when I hear you say like when you're talking about AAA and you're like, listeners, like don't be the one to fuck this up. Like I feel that way about like pre-modern. Like I'm like this like podcast episode and like you guys as my friends and like LobsterCon last year and all these things like being a part of my life have been like better than like the games I play. And I think a lot of people feel that way about like the Gathering. It's like I know that's so corny to say about the game, but it's like it is a very like sentimental thing. And I think like a part of Dustin and I being so like outspoken about like people who are like, what's the best deck to play? Or ChatGPT told me this. I think it's like when you do that stuff, you bypass the like the friendships and the interactions you can have along the way. And like I think that's kind of like really like where the sweet spot of pre-modern is and like what it's about. So
Hell
I agree. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Brother.
That's a good spot to end. All right. So that's it for this episode of Hardcast. Please consider adopting Hopper. You got your adoption fee covered by these two fine gentlemen who give a
100%.
shit and who enjoy my respect. And that's it for this episode of Hardcast. Thanks.
Fuck the Zoo Crew forever.